Good evening, folks. My name is Renato de Oliveira. I am CEO and founder of e-NetSec Limited. Our goal is to help small and startup companies to provide robust security solutions at an affordable price. Especially because small and startup companies they need to focus on their product and you know budgets limited, and we want to help them in making sure they can develop the product but also have security, have a robust and a secure system where they can develop the product and be successful, right? So today, we are going to talk about something that is it's quite recent, but it's a very interesting technology. It's called SandBox or SandBoxing, right? When I talk about SandBox, you know, the idea that comes to my mind is a box, of course, a box full of sand, right? Yeah, where the kids play, they make a mess in the sand, and after they had enough of playing, one can simply rake the sand and make it flat again, and it will be ready to play again, right? So that's more or less exactly how it happens to you know the term sandbox in security, right? In security areas, sandbox is a way of isolating running processes one from another in an attempt to minimize system failures or vulnerabilities from spreading, across different executables, different, you know, running applications. Okay, sandboxing is used to run untested or untrusted software. Normally, those ones we do not know the source, and in this way, minimizing the risk to the host and the operating system. A sandbox normally gives you a nicely controlled environment for guest program to run in it. Network access, the ability to inspect the host system or read from input device are disallowed or simply restricted, right? We could compare sandboxing with another form or way of virtualization, which allows testing of software that may or may not contain virus or malware without allowing the software to harm the computer, PC, or laptop, right? In simple terms, a sandbox software application allows one to run a browser, for example, inside of the sandbox and navigate on the internet, minimize the risk of spreading any potential infection to the whole computer, across other applications or running processes. Okay, I personally use and recommend SandBox C. It has been acquired by Sophos, and the good news is Sophos will be making it an open source, which is great. So we're gonna take a look at SandBoxy website. We're gonna download the application to a Windows 10 virtual machine. We're gonna install it, and then we're gonna run it and create like a sandbox application. Okay, so let's go for it. So here we are already, I open up the sandbox website, and it has a good information here saying that sandbox was acquired by Sophos, and now the good news is it's gonna be an open source free tool, right? So that's great. Look, so and another great news is it does support Windows 10, so that's great. So let's go and download it. Click here to download it, and it was gonna is gonna redirect us to a web page where we have to complete a form, unfortunately, and then be able to download the software. All right. So tick the box, accept Sophos end user license, and click submit. So it's contacting Sophos, software, export compliance. So now we have to complete this form. My name is Renato, as I said earlier on. My last name is Oliveira. I'm gonna add our email address. Here you choose, your profession. Company, e-NetSec Limited, right? And then click submit. Industry. Once you have clicked on submit, it will, redirect you again to another page where you can finally download the software. So the software should start downloading automatically. As you can see here down, you can see it's already started downloading. So once it finishes, the download, then we're gonna click on it and then try to execute it. As you can see, it has finished the download. Let's click and open it. And then Windows will pop up with the UAC, user account control, and that's a good thing, right? That's a very good safe mechanism. So we click yes because we know SandBoxing is the right program and the one we want to install. Click yes. So let's minimize this website for now, right? And then click OK. Then we click agree. We can choose a different folder, but let's keep it on the same folder that it suggests us, right? The way SandBox works is it creates an environment, right, where it copies some of the important files to this area, right, in disk. Let's take a look. C, and then local disk. I hasn't. Okay, getting started. So let's click next to get started. As you can see here, it's how SandBox works. It gets all these running programs and then it adds them to the SandBox, right? And then it controls. Click here to hide. Let's click next, next, ready to go. Click finish. Okay, so software compatibility. SandBox has detected the following software application in your system. Click OK. Okay, so now SandBox is running. So what should we do? So if we, as you can see, I already have my browser here running, which is a Google Chrome, and it has a web page. As you can see, it's not SandBoxed yet, and I'm gonna show you why it's not. So if we go and click on SandBox, default SandBox, run SandBox, and run web browser, sorry. So what it's gonna do is, as you can see, it has SandBoxed Microsoft Windows Explorer, right? And the way you know is it, as you can see here, look, recommended. It puts like a frame around it to make sure to let you know that that instance of Internet Explorer has been SandBoxed, right? And now this instance of Windows Explorer, Internet Explorer, will not, pass anything that is infected or malware or broken, to run outside of this box. Okay, so If we go to a web page here, I don't know, say yahoo.co.uk. So all of this, right, is running within the sandbox and will not compromise. If for any reason one of these ads, that will pop up and run, will not be able to break through the sandbox and infect another browser or software, right? So here is my instance of Sophos. As you can see, it's not sandboxed. As you can see, it hasn't got the the frame around it. So if we want to make it sandbox, all we need to do is go back to sandbox, right? As you can see, there are a lot of instances here running of the application, which isolate the communication and make sure that this process doesn't talk to anything out. As you can see here, it tells which sites we are visiting and so on. So if we want to sandbox, the Google Chrome that is already open, all we need to do is go back to default, run sandbox, and run any program, and then so I typed Google Chrome and there you go, restore pages, right? So now Google Chrome has been opened, sandboxed, and also isolate, separate the processes, right? See, Google Chrome has crashed here, right? And sandbox simply, you can recover or you can just, close it. But the good thing is that doesn't spread to the system, so giving the system stability and also security, right? If you want to sandbox other applications, all you need to do is you can either create a new sandbox, set a new container folder, right? Or simply, go here and run any program or run from start menu and then search for the program you want from the startup, let's say. Let's say you want to run, I don't know, system to the command prompt, right? And then the command prompt will be open. Sandboxed, there you go, right? And it's as simple as that. It's a good technology. As I said to you, it does create a folder on the C drive called SandBox, and here it, you should not use it, but it's per user, and it downloads most of the, the drivers and the software that is required to run those applications isolated. See? And there you go, Google application, right? And it will do the same for every single program that it sandboxes. From time to time, it will be required for you to actually delete this and start fresh again. But the idea is, you download SandBoxing, create as many sandboxes as you want or need, run it, and it will keep that instance of the software that you are running isolated from the other parts of the system, right? And once you close it, right, there you go, close it, everything is back to square zero, like we were talking about in the sandbox, right? the real sandbox where the kids play, and then once they finish playing, right? And let me close the last one. There you go. Right. So once they finish playing, the sandbox itself, as you can see, goes back to square one. It's like someone rate the whole sandbox and make the sand smooth again, and everything is ready to be used again. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, my name is Renato de Oliveira. I am CEO and founder of e-NetSec, and our aim is to provide security to small and startup companies so they can focus on their product and also have the ability to protect themselves, because unfortunately, it's important to have good security, not only to protect ourselves but also not allow the bad guys to spread the dodgy software to other companies, right? So I hope you enjoyed. Have a good evening and see you next. Bye.